Hi there and Happy New Year, Libra. Welcome to the very first reading of 2017. This is your January reading that's going to also incorporate a year at a glance in the form of 4 cards, which is going to look at the 4 quarters of the year. I think it's going to marry together nicely both the month and the year ahead. And let's not waste any time because there's a lot to do here. First things first, your channeled information this month. The message is to keep working. It's climb. And what I saw when I wrote down the word, and also what was inspiring me to come up with the word climb, was basically an output of effort that's going to pay off. And so there's a lot of potential, success, opportunity, and gains that are at your fingertips, but if and only if you're willing to do the work. So it feels like there's always a catch. The catch here is that things aren't going to come easily, but they are going to come. So show up, work hard, keep pushing, and don't despair, basically. So I want you to keep the faith and keep working with the idea that I'm going to be able to achieve what I'm working for. So let's look at the cards, and I think all of this is going to come into much better focus. I'll give these cards a nice good shuffle. While I'm doing that, for those of you that are brand new to the channel, just a reminder that I'll start with a general spread here, and basically I let the cards dictate what's coming through. And then I expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny to make sure that all of those major areas that I know most people care about are covered. Really frees up the main spread to sort of speak however it needs to speak. So let's go ahead and pull each card in the Celtic Cross and see what insights are going to come through for you for January 2017. So far, so good. Okay, before we interpret all of these cards, I want to go ahead and pull a catalyst. And the catalyst card is arguably the most important one that I pull in these spreads that I'm going to look at today. It basically is showing me how everything connects and what you need to be focusing on, not only over January, but as the year kicks off, January, February, March. All right. So it's a very interesting card. It's reversed, which means it's a temporary state. It's basically about dealing with illusions or a lack of vision or clarity. So this fog card, pretty easy to understand here. It's saying that the very first week or two of the month, or even right now, December leading into January, you could feel like you're in a place of uncertainty, wondering what's around the corner, if you're going to be able to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish, if all the hard work that you've been putting into things is going to pay off, basically. And basically this card is saying, be patient. You're not even supposed to see everything yet. There is some sort of a hidden sort of blessing in the blocking your view. So what I'm getting from this is it's really important for you to focus instead of projecting too far and like wondering like, is this happening? When is it going to happen? Putting all of those things together. You want to think of your main sort of end goal. That's good to have in mind. But then focus on all of the details, all the small work that you're going to do to make that take off when it's ready. If you were to sort of be looking and getting feedback from all these directions, you may miss something. That's why there's a fog around you. That's why right now you're just supposed to take the energy inward a little bit and focus on manifestation. Believe that it will happen and then put in the hard work to make it happen. And when the fog lifts, you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how far you've come and all of the wonderful opportunities that are opening up. They're not out of reach, they're just out of sight. All right, with that being said, beautiful card to start off January. We have the Ace of Cups, which means 2 or 3 different things. The first thing that I'm getting for this is it's a very good time to connect with friends, old friends and new. And for those of you that are either not in a relationship or aren't really feeling connected with your partner, this is saying, this is a very good month for you to reconnect or to open up new relationships. The other thing is, for those of you that just are a little bit more, either you enjoy your solitude or your silent time and you really want to just focus on bringing this passion into work, it means creative sort of boon. So creativity this month, anything that you want to do with And it doesn't have to just be the arts. It can be, creative business ideas. For those of you that are maybe creating a new business or logo design or pitching something or trying to work on a patent, all these things are very, very possible and positive during this period. What is most important is that you focus on the positive aspects of what is working in your life rather than what hasn't come, and also sort of allow yourself to believe that it's not that it hasn't come, it's that it's going to be divinely guided to arrive at the right time. So really it's mind over matter for the first couple of weeks of the month. As we look at the middle of the month, and also an echo of what happened in December, for many of you, it's keep working hard, even if you don't see where it's going and why you have to keep working hard. This isn't the time for your breakthrough, and it isn't a time for a vacation. The first 2 to 3 weeks are about finishing, executing, and being very, very proud of the quality of the work that you're doing. I see that money is maybe not exactly where you want it, but it's more stable than you may imagine, and I see more growth potential happening. Be careful of those around you that are asking for more than you are willing to give or that you are able to give. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse is basically it's telling you that you have to focus more on yourself. As I look at your crowning card, another thing to be careful of this month is, how is your energy level? Have you been exercising enough? If you have been, how's your body feeling? Are you doing the right sort of technique? Maybe it's time to shake things up a little bit. And if you've always done yoga, maybe it's time to do something aerobic, or try Pilates, or try jogging. I want you to give something different a try so that you can get out of the routine, because you may be stagnant. There are points where it's not just your mind, but your body gets bored doing the same activities. The other thing with the Ace of Wands in reverse is, as much as you want to launch something possibly in this month, whether it's a new relationship or if it's a new project or new business, or even to sort of come out and communicate some broad, new, reaching idea or bold idea, this isn't the month, not to sort of like debut it. This is the month to do the work, to finish the brainstorming, all the planning. Next month is when things are going to sort of blossom for you. A lot of stress that I see for many of you wondering about the future. And it's futile sometimes to sort of sit and think, and what if? It's not futile to sort of write your goals, your plans, and to try visioning work, whether it's a vision board or to meditate and see in your mind the completion of either a beautiful dream, a goal, or even seeing your relationship go to some new heights, but not worrying so much about when is it going to happen, how much is going to happen here, why am I not hearing from this? All of those pieces you have to allow to coalesce and come to you. Think of it as an ocean tide coming in and out. What January is about is that very patient point where you just see the tide stopping and then coming back. So what you don't want to do is try to pull against the tides. They have their own energy. So while it's away, this is when you can sort of gather everything, take care of yourself, and prepare for the next wave of activity. And I feel like there are going to be a few waves for you, at least two prosperity waves, if you want to call them that, in 2017. So the January is about going with the ebb and flow, and if it's not flowing, then just let it go back and trust that it's going to return. I want you to be very careful with communication. I know we're just coming through a retrograde, but I feel like January overall is going to be a little challenging, even though Libra is very well adept at being diplomatic, articulate, and communicative. What this means is there might be interpretations from other signs and loved ones around you. Could potentially be other air signs, since we have Queen of Swords in reverse. The other element of Queen of Swords in reverse is to make sure that when you're working with people in your life, it could be a relationship at home, it could also be friendship, or at work. What you want to look at is at the dynamics. Are people asking you for your opinion? If they aren't, maybe you don't offer it all the time. Or you ask, would you like to hear my thoughts on this? That gives them a chance to say, yes, but maybe tomorrow would be better. I'm really busy right now. Or, I don't know, I think I'm good. Like they can say no. And if they don't like what you say, then you at least gave them that opportunity to push back. So try to check in and make sure that people are asking for the feedback that you're giving, and then ask them, say, did that make sense? Or do you have any questions? because sometimes what we think we communicate and what actually is received is way off base. As I look at your resources this month and your surrounding sort of environment, I feel like there are a lot of possibly some great mentorship opportunities, or I should say you would be the mentee. So look around and see if there's somebody who you really trust and you want to talk to about your career, your financial situation, or maybe even your health. But this is a good month to take advice from others rather than to dole out the advice. The other thing when I'm looking at this in your environment is for anything that you have a high stake in. This could be maintaining a business, or maybe you own a rental or a house or something, but you haven't really been hands-on and looking at, is it up to code? How are the tenants, et cetera, et cetera. This is saying you need to be on-site, hands-on, and involved in all aspects of your life. So from the very small things, which end up being big, like health, to your finances, to again, managing the running of a business, or even sort of just the integrity of a building. You need to be hands-on this month. So instead of dictating, go out in the field, observe, listen, talk to people, but in the sort of communication where it's give and take, rather than just giving and offering feedback. You'll learn a lot in the quiet moments this month, in the pauses when you're listening or you're receiving information, and that's going to be so valuable for you as the next few months come along. So just listen to the feedback, pay attention, observe, speak a little bit less in January. Your money situation, it really is not as bad as you think, for many of you anyway, because I see 10 of Pentacles in reverse, which is about possibly having people demanding or wanting money from you, but you don't have to overextend yourself. Sometimes it's in a subtle way, like, oh, let's go out to eat tonight, or oh, let's watch this movie, and you sort of do the mental math and realize, okay, I've seen like 5 movies this month, and 5 times 15 is too much. And so you need to sort of like think through how you're going to spend that money. Maybe that could buy groceries or go towards your car payment or whatever it is that you have. So with proper choices, the money's going to stretch much further than you imagined, and you're going to feel a lot more confident. The other thing with this is, if I were to ever just do this as an oracle deck or something, like the 6 of Pentacles could also have a little caption saying, it's okay to say no. And that's the hardest thing sometimes for Libra, because you want to please and you try to balance things out and you don't want people to get upset. But this month, it's absolutely in your best interest to sometimes push back and have some limits. I love how the month ends, though, which is with the 3 of Cups. So with the Ace of Cups in the center, I'm going to pull the camera down because I've had it up for a while. And you can see the relationships here. With the Ace of Cups at the center and the 3 of Cups here, this is basically showing me great month for meeting a lot of different type of people. And for those of you that are looking for love, this means that you could be on many dates this month, or you could have a series of dates with someone that you really care about. The only thing I would say for those that are single, it's going to be a difficult month to possibly get into a long-term relationship. It's more about exploring opportunities, dating, and having a good time with friends and family. For those of you that are in a longer-term relationship or a marriage, what this means is making sure that you're having fun in your marriage. So this is going away for a long weekend, a 2 or 3 day weekend, and making sure that it's not at home, that maybe you go to, if you have kids, send them to the sitter and have like a romantic getaway. Or do something really fun, like if you want to incorporate your whole family, like go to an amusement park or travel. But do something fun, playful, and invigorating, so that if you're not connecting romantically with someone, there's laughter, there's joy, there's a sense of celebration. That's really what you want to connect with this month. And for those of you that are feeling stumped or blocked in work, or feeling exhausted and not like you really are not getting where you want to with like your exercise routine, etc., have fun. This is where, instead of going to a movie, it was all of those active ideas that I just threw out. Maybe it's going for a hike with a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time and enjoying that, or going for a picnic or something like that. But that engagement with other people is going to be really good for you, and could possibly bring about new opportunities, whether it is love or work. You just want to have more fun this month, basically. All right, let's expand this and take a look at health, wealth, love, and destiny before we take a deep dive into 2017. So for your health card this month, reminding you, of course, that health is mind, body, and spirit. Your health card says to remain positive. It really is mind over matter. So even if you have a really difficult health situation that you're going through, it could be surgery, it could be a chronic illness. Of course, especially in the case of a chronic illness, your own energy and your own positive thinking are going to basically be the best repair and medicine that you can use. For those of you that are feeling okay, I want you to sort of use this month to be grateful. Take that gratitude, even on a day where things may not go the way you want at work or at home, and think, wow, but I'm so lucky. I'm in a really good physical or mental state, and I'm going to try to use that energy to get out of whatever funk I'm feeling in another part of my life. Let's take a look at your wealth, which includes both career opportunities and, again, money growth or money blockages. Your wealth card is about communication, throat chakra. And the key to this one is about speaking the truth. So for those of you that are feeling like you're in trouble, maybe with finances, or you're unhappy at work, or you're, if there's something with your overall stability, it could even be that you feel like you're in over your head with all the work that you have to do at home. Whatever it is that's taxing your money, your sort of ability to feel like more things are possible, I want you to talk to someone. It can be a therapist, it could be a best friend. You don't want to gossip, it needs to be someone you trust. But once you say the truth, which is either this part of my life, particularly in relation to my job, my money, or my security, makes me uncomfortable, or I'm nervous about this, or I have questions. Maybe you've never done a will and you want to get that together, or you're worried about maybe a parent and how they're spending their money. Are they going to take care of themselves properly? Whatever it is, speak your truth. Your energy is going to take like a boon. You're going to feel much better, and then the stress is also going to disappear. Let's take a look now at your love and relationship card. Give it another good shuffle. Pull right off the top, and understanding that you are lovable, you are special. The card's reverse, which is showing that there could be a lack of confidence for some of you. And for those that have been either single for a while or in a relationship where you feel neglected, not seen, or not appreciated, this is about first accepting the fact that you haven't done anything wrong, and that you have to believe that you're a catch too. So if you're dating new people, and it's not about it's not that you're bragging or that you have an ego that's out of control, and my throat chakra is blocking up because of that. That's so funny. What it is, though, is that I think a lot of times Libra are more comfortable letting other people shine. And so this is a reminder that if you mute your energy too much, people start to believe that you're not as important or you don't need as much. So it is important for you to remind them occasionally, or to just demonstrate that you're not going to always take the burden, or you're not always going to equal things out, or the other person isn't always right. It's much like a dog or a child. If they're constantly praised, even when they're doing things that aren't right, there's never going to be an understanding that that doesn't work for you, okay? So you're very articulate and you understand how to communicate correctly and effectively, rather. So you'll find a way to explore the boundaries there, okay? I just wanted to bring that up. That's so funny that my throat closed up when I... Basically, my guides were telling me it's not as much about what you were saying, it's more about the way that people are perceiving you, so that if you never demonstrate what you want, what you need, or that something doesn't please you, no one's ever going to be able to know that. Not everyone's in touch with their intuition, and not everyone cares. So we have to sort of make sure that we're taken care of as well. All right, so we looked at health, wealth, love. Let's look at your destiny for the month of January, and we'll do a quick review of everything after this, and then we'll go into 2017. So it's interesting, this came up for a few. So the Ice Queen, it's about making sure that you don't move to a place of non-action. I told you that this month would be a lot about work. You may feel like you're deserving of a break. I'm I'm not arguing against that. I'm saying that February may be a better time for like a longer vacation, 1 or 2 weeks. This month, it's definitely about working as hard as you can. And when we were talking about the fact that you're important too, you don't want to put that into the zone of feeling entitled. It's more about communicating wants and desires and needs, but not demanding them. So we want to stay clear of entitlement. Otherwise, what's nice about this card, and there are nice things about it, is winter is never permanent. And when I see the Ice Queen card, for me, it's about a temporary state of waiting. Everything will thaw, everything will improve, but we're looking probably at a 3-month cycle for you of incubation, okay? Before you're going to blossom, before something wonderful is going to happen. So don't panic. And when we look at the full year, I think we're going to get a lot more insight onto which months are going to be very beneficial for growth, for vacation, for all these things that you might have questions about. Let's quickly review so we can get into 2017. Your channeled information, as I mentioned, is about working hard, persevering, and I got the word climb when I was thinking about this sign. The frustrating thing this month is that for many of you, it's a fog that's starting to lift, but in the interim, you're still feeling a little bit in the dark. As we look at the month overall, it is a great time to develop relationships, take new ones to new levels, take old ones to new levels, also just to have some fun with your creative endeavors as well. For the creative endeavors, whether it's at work or some other sort of personal project, it's going to be well received. So I would say keep putting energy into it. Don't despair. Just be patient. When I mentioned the despair card, I'm bringing that through because we have 2 swords cards and they're in reverse. I like them in reverse because it shows that this one anyway, it's a little bit muted, the 9 of Swords. Don't spend too much time freaking out about the future. Focus more on, like we mentioned earlier, on the quality of your present work, on your long-term goal, and let everything else come into focus in its own time. Don't be afraid to say no. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy and time requested of many of you this month, and you're going to have to put some limits up. Listen more than speaking this month if you can. Take advice from parents, from mentors, from a boss that you trust. Try to limit unnecessary communication, particularly in texting, email, anything that's going to stick around. You want to make sure that you've really read through the words because they have weight and they have a power, and you don't want to misuse them. Your health is going to be absolutely affected by your positivity, so stay as positive as you can. As I was choking earlier, when we look at your health, it's about being truthful and also speaking the truth. And if you're not, you'll get a cue like me, or when I get off track sometimes, I'll lose my voice. So this is about making sure that you're saying what you need to and you're not sugarcoating things. Remembering that you're important and demonstrating it as well, not in a place of entitlement or from a place of entitlement, but from a place of honesty and wanting other people to know you better. And as I said here, if you stay away from that sense of entitlement and realize that whatever roadblocks or that fog card that we saw, whatever sort of veil that you feel is around you, it's short term. Winter does not last forever, and I do see a light at the end of the tunnel for you. All right, so let's clear all of these cards. I'll leave the camera where it is for a moment, and then I'm going to pull your 2017 reading. So, 1 second here. We'll give the tarot deck a really good shuffle as well. Okay, and we'll pull 1 card from each part of this. And now let's look at your karma for 2017. Karma is the blessing or the baggage that you're bringing from the past, this life and in others. And now let's take a look at your opportunity here for 2017. Actually, we're going to use one of these cards instead. Okay, so we'll look at the 2 oracle cards that I pulled. Your karma is basically accepting and working with the change. I see a change in money for many of you this year. I've never really noticed this, and whether it's a misprint on the deck or it's indicative of a symbol of it, if you look really, really close, and it's going to be hard to bring it in focus, there's actually green at the end of this tunnel. For me, the green is symbolizing a change in money for you. And what I like about this death card is some of you may have done a massive change in career, change in thought, change in diet, whatever it is. This is the month of pushing through the portal. One of the most beautiful death cards that I own, because there's nothing frightening about it other than the unknown. So the reversal of this card is saying, don't allow things to stagnate. Don't sort of sit here on the other side waiting to sort of go through just because you're afraid of what's on the other side. If you've done your homework, your research, and you're ready for change to happen, the only way to make it happen is to take that calculated risk and move. So don't delay is one thing I would say, and don't be afraid of change. Where you're headed, your destiny card, your opportunity, basically it said it's a chance to release toxic energies that you may have already absorbed from other people, and also clearing out. Sometimes it's about clearing objects, space, but it can also be your thought patterns. And I want you over the course of 2017 to, as you're attracting new things, and if you meditate today, which is a great day if you listen to this on the 1st, even if you do it any time during January, meditate on what you want the year to be, not what 2016 was, not what you didn't get, but see what you want and see other things falling away and push it away with your own energy, because energy can be both attractive and also repulsive. So you can take away or push away things that are no longer suiting you, and you can call in what you're wanting and what you're seeing. And you can do it in such a way that it's actually something that you already believe is happening. So you can say, thank you for this, where those 3 things are what you want, but you believe that that's already happening, and it's just a matter of time until you catch up to it. That's a way you can kind of meditate on a future that you believe is happening, and it's a lot more powerful than thinking, why isn't this happening? Is it going to happen? Put the questions away and help manifest the future. As we look at the 3 quarters of the year, we'll start first with January through March. This is the most challenging period for you. With the Ace of Swords in reverse, it means this is the climb card, loud and clear. If it was upright, it would be about success, an ease when it comes through communication, when it comes to things just kind of happening the way you want them to. The reversal of this means you're going to have to work harder than you're used to at communication. You're going to have to do a little bit more work when it comes to building relationships, to getting your projects pushed through. But if you're willing to do all of that, when we look at April, May, and June, it happens. Breakthrough. Beautiful card here for those 3 months. 10 of Wands is showing 2 things. First of all, completion. So whatever you did need to finish or change or evolve, it's done. And not only is it done, but it's ready to share. Many of you may get a promotion. You may move, a physical move. It also could show you getting ready to share this with a larger audience. So for some of you, this could be being on the precipice of a very big break, but it doesn't come without a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears, and that's really what January through March is. So April through June, you see your dreams, goals, aspirations starting to become realized, and then it may take you by surprise. Careful what you wish for, because July through September will be amazingly busy. You may wish you could take a vacation, but you won't be able to. So my advice for you is to relax a little bit in this beginning part of the year. I want you to work hard, but with the stress that we're talking about, when I'm saying relax, like relax your nervous energy and your thinking. Work hard, sleep well, but stop stressing. You're going to start to see fruits of your labor as early as April, and then by the time July comes around, you're going to be so busy that you won't even remember what you were stressed about. When we look at October through November, this is where some of you are in an entirely different part of your life. It could be a 180-degree change in location, in occupation, in thought process, in religion. Lots of new beginnings for Libra at the end of the year. Could also mean the birth of a child, or a brand new phase in your life where you're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but also free. So some of you may quit and start a new job. Some of you may move to another part of the world. You may decide to just scrap everything and start new. What an exhilarating year for Libra is what I see with these cards. So working hard and stressing less, seeing things starting to come through fruition, and then feeling like you're actually no longer just pushing, but you're receiving. So when we were talking about the ebb and the flow, things are going to flow back to you in that second quarter. So again, January through March, April through June. Then when we go through July through September, you're going to just be very, very busy. This will be when it's challenging and you do want to do more self-care. And then the last 3 months of the year, new opportunities, bold opportunities, and maybe even a feeling for the first time in a long time of being in over your head or unsure of what's coming, but in a sort of really cool way. The same way kids are not afraid to take on something new, I want you to have that same sort of approach. So congrats, Libra, on what looks like great opportunities. And again, I wish the first part was a little less work-oriented, but it looks like it's all worth it for you. As I mentioned earlier, if you'd like a full 12-month reading, I offer those on my website. And you can also book a regular reading. I'll put a link in the corner so you can check my rates and availability. If you'd like to just keep in touch, there's two main ways. One is to subscribe to my newsletter. The other one is to subscribe to the channel, so you can do whichever feels good to you if that's something you'd like to do. I'm also pretty active on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if any of those suit you, feel free to join me. I'd love it. And finally, in addition to saying Happy New Year, I just wanted to say thank you. I know I posted a New Year's video just saying that as well, but in case you didn't see it, I really appreciate all of the participation, the support, and all the wonderful emails and comments that I've received over the past couple of years. It really means a lot, and I feel like, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now, and it's nice to have a community of people that care about each other, and we're all trying to better ourselves spiritually and do the best that we can. That's all any of us can hope for, right? Okay, so I wish you as much success, happiness, and love as you can get in 2017. I'll be here with you as we go through these ups and downs, but I hope that there's more ups than downs, okay? Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you again next month. Bye-bye.